It's Christmas time. Oh, hello, everybody. It's me, Chris Smith, and I'm here with Blackie Humphrey off camera, but I can put him on camera really fast. Hello, everybody. Hello, Blackie. He's just sitting beside me, a very loyal Tony voter. Blackie and I don't really vote for the Tonys, but we would love to. And I did fill out my ballot, which I downloaded from Playbill. And I recommend that all of you do it too. Blackie, the Tony Awards are just 24 hours away. More than 24 as of this taping. But we barely got our video in for our predictions. Now, I don't usually do Tony prediction videos because I'm terrible at predicting. But this year I thought, well, let's do it. Everybody else does. Okay. I should start not with the bigger ones, but we'll leave off Best Play and Best Musical and Best Revival until the end. Let's start with Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role in a Musical. Oh, that's a big one. You know what? I think it's going to be Joshua Henry for Ragtime. Now, I can't imagine that it would be anybody else but Joshua Henry for Ragtime, even though everybody is excellent, including Brandon Uranowitz for Ragtime. This is one of the categories that I saw every single performance, Blackie. Nicholas Christopher for Chess. Most excellent. Luke Evans for the Rocky Horror Show. Sam Tuddy for Two Strangers Carry a Cake Across New York. And of course, Brandon Uranowitz, previously mentioned. But yes, I think it will go to Joshua Henry. I'd be stunned if it didn't. Stunned. Best Performance by an Actress in a Featured Role in a Play. We're just going to go down the way they have it on this ballot. It's between Betsy Idem, Liberation, Mary Louise Burke, The Ballisters, Aya Cash of Giant, Laurie Metcalf of Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman, and June Squibb, who I love, from Marjorie Prime. I would have loved to have seen that. I didn't get to see any of these, but my vote is that it will be Laurie Metcalf for Death of a Salesman. Now, I know my votes don't really count because I didn't see the performances. I just am using my psychic abilities, which when we go through these and see how many I didn't get right, you'll see how bad some of my psychic abilities are. But I do have some psychic abilities in life, which I use terribly if you knew how my career is going. Okay, Best Book of a Musical. I only saw 3 of the 4. It's The Lost Boys, Schmigadoon, Titanic, Two Strangers Carry a Cake Across New York. Well, I would love it to go to Two Strangers Carry a Cake Across New York, but my prediction is that it will go to Titanic. Now, some of you might think, that's not fair. That's based on a movie, and it's got the song catalog of Celine Dion. But from what I'm hearing, Titanic is so funny and so clever, they even have them lip sync for their lifeboats, which if you watch RuPaul's Drag Race and they lip sync for their lives, that's a funny gag. Just hearing about it, lip sync for your lifeboats. Oh, that's clever. So apparently they do a lot with Titanic, and that's why it'll probably go to those book writers, who I think are Marla Mendel and Constantine Rizzulli, and I think Ty Blue is included in that too. They don't have them listed by name on this. Best scenic design of a musical: Richard O'Brien's The Rocky Horror Show, Sutra Gilmore, Two Strangers Carry a Cake Across New York, Rachel Hawk, The Cat's the Jellicle Ball, Dane Laffrey, The Lost Boys, and Scott Pask's Schmigadoon. Well, I saw 4 out of those 5, but I really do think it will go to Dane Laffrey for The Lost Boys. If you saw that set and everything that's set up in that show, their playing field, their playing space is just incredible. And Dane Laffrey does really good work, so I think it's a no-brainer. Of course, Two Strangers Carry a Cake Across New York, I think it's genius how they have the suitcases all stacked up almost to look like a city in and a carousel around it. It's very airport-like, and the use of all those suitcases is incredible. But yeah, I think that The Lost Boys is what will win it. Okay, best musical we will skip for later. Best performance by an actor in a leading role in a play: Will Harrison, Punch; Nathan Lane, Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman; John Lithgow, Giant; Daniel Radcliffe, Every Brilliant Thing; Mark Strong, Oedipus. Some people say Oedipus. I say Oedipus just because that's how I always said it. I think they'll probably go with Nathan Lane of Death of a Salesman. It would probably be between John Lithgow and Nathan Lane, but I'm just hearing such good things about Nathan Lane. I would love to see that. I don't really like Death of a Salesman, but I mean, it's considered one of the classics of our American plays. But, and I mean, my goodness, it's Arthur Miller. But, I saw a production years ago with Charles Durning. I just didn't like it, and I saw it twice because Abigail's mother came to visit, and we went to see it with her too, and I still didn't like it the second time. But that's just me. I need to read it and see it again. If someone wants to pay for me to go to New York and see it with Nathan Lane and Laurie Metcalf, I will be delighted. Message me down in the messages. And subscribe to my channel and share. Our ratings are very low. We'll do an episode about how low our ratings are. I don't care about ratings. Of course, it's sort of like my money, my bank account. I'm like, I don't care. But they're low. If I were on a network, I would probably have been canceled by now. I don't care. Watch it, don't watch it. I do it for fun, for me. Best performance by an actress in a leading role in a musical: Sarah Chase, Schmigadoon, excellent; Stephanie Sue, Richard O'Brien's The Rocky Horror Show; Casey Levy, Ragtime; Marla Mendel, Titanic; and Christiana Pitts, Two Strangers Carry a Cake Across New York. I saw all of these except for Marla Mendel in Titanic. Why didn't I see Titanic? I would have much rather seen that instead of Just in Time. But I wanted to see Matthew Morrison because I wanted a Glee trip, because I saw Leah Michele from Chess. I saw that kid from Spelling Bee that played Kevin McHale, who was in Glee, and then I saw Matthew Morrison. So it was a Glee trifecta, and they were all in the shows when I saw them. But Titanic, I should have seen it. Yes, I think it'll be Casey Levy. I can't imagine that Casey Levy doesn't win it for Ragtime. She is incredible as Mother. She just is Stunning. What else? What else? Who else? Best performance by an actor in a featured role in a musical. Ali Louis Bourget. Somebody told me how to pronounce it, and then I forgot now. Anyway, he's in The Lost Boys. Andre DeShields, Cats the Jekyll Ball. Bryce Pinkham, Chess. Ben Levi Ross, Ragtime. And Leighton Williams, Titanic. He plays the iceberg. I think it's either between Leighton Williams of Titanic or Andre DeShields of Cats the Jekyll Ball. Though Ben Levi Ross in Ragtime was excellent. I think they'll give it to Andre DeShields. Not just because he's 80 and has been around forever on Broadway, but people love Andre DeShields, and apparently people's wigs fly off when they see him perform in Cats, the Jellicle Ball. So I think they'll give it to Andre. Best Original Score, Music and Lyrics, written for the theater, Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman, Joe Turner's, August Wilson's Joe Turner's Come and Gone. 2 plays. Really? The Lost Boys, Schmigadoon, or Two Strangers Carry a Cake Across New York. Okay. I want it to be them, and I think it will be them. I'm picking Two Strangers Carry a Cake Across New York. I really think that the music and lyrics by Jim Barn and Kit Buchan are just mwah. I think the songs are just so gorgeous. That's not to say that these other shows aren't worthy of that, but I really think they could win Best Original Score. Two Strangers. Best Costume Design of a Play. Oh, we have so many more to go, and we're already 12 minutes in. I'm sorry. Best Costume Design of a Play. We'll just say the shows. You can look it up. Dog Day Afternoon, Liberation, Fallen Angels, The Ballasters, or August Wilson's Joe Turner's Come and Gone. This is Costume Design of a Play. I'm hearing from people that Queen Jean of Liberation will probably win this. That's Queen Jean. Queen. Isn't that marvelous? And Jean is how Queen Jean pronounces their last name. Yes, that's what I'm hearing. Queen Jean for Liberation, and that's what I think they'll go for. Liberation had closed, or, I might have seen it because everybody was like, Liberation, Liberation. Oh, I wish I could have seen 20 shows. I only had 11 slots. Best Revival of a Play. We'll save that for when we do the others. Okay, Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role in a Play. Rose Byrne, Fallen Angels. Carrie Coon, Bug, love her. Susanna Flood, Liberation. Leslie Manville, Oedipus or Oedipus. Or Kelly O'Hara, Fallen Angels. Now, my friend Abigail saw Fallen Angels, and she loved Rose Byrne, especially. And, of course, everybody loves Kelly O'Hara. I think those two would probably cancel each other out. So, Bug had long closed. Well, so had Liberation. But I'm thinking they'll go with Leslie Manville of Oedipus. Yeah, I think that's how it will go, because I don't know much about that show, and it's usually somebody that I don't know much about whenever I'm picking. So, Best Performance by an Actor in a Featured Role in a Play. Christopher Abbott, Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman. Danny Burstein, Marjorie Prime. Brendan J. Dearden, Waiting for Godot. Alden Emmerich, Becky Shaw, Ruben Santiago Hudson, August Wilson's Joe Turner's Come and Gone, and Richard Thomas of The Ballasters. I think it will be Alden Emmerich for Becky Shaw, That's what I'm hearing. That's what I think they'll go with. It could be also Christopher Abbott of Death of a Salesman, but we'll see. Here's another category, like Best Actor of a Leading Musical. I also saw all the people who are up for Best Performance by an Actress in a Featured Role in a Musical. Shoshana Bean, The Lost Boys, amazing. Hannah Cruz of Chess, amazing. Rachel Dratch, Richard O'Brien's The Rocky Horror Show, amazing. Anna Gasteyer, Schmigadoon, amazing. And Nichelle Lewis of Ragtime, incredible, amazing. But now I was torn between Anna Gasteyer and Nichelle Lewis, but I think they will probably go with Anna Gasteyer of Schmigadoon. She has that amazing number, Tribulation. I think that it will be her. It could be Nichelle Lewis. She's excellent as Sarah Brown Eyes in Ragtime. And you know, people love Shoshana Bean as the mother in Lost Boys. Here's the Lost Boys flyer, and here's on the back. And that, of course, is Shoshana Bean right there with her children in the show. Oh, look what came this week. I ordered some magnets, and they had this magnet that has that image, and then you turn. Isn't that fun? It was sold out at the theater, so I had to order it online. Boop, 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 boop. And, of course, I got the other design, too. People tell me I need to save my money. For what? The world's gonna end soon anyway. I don't care. No, don't quote me on that. Okay, Anna Gasteyer, Schmigadoon. Okay, scenic design of a play. We're just gonna do the names of the shows now. Oedipus, Bug, Dog Day Afternoon, Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman, and Fallen Angels. I think, from what I'm hearing and from what I've seen the pictures and videos of, I think they'll probably give it to Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman, which is Chloe Lamford. Now, it does look like a big old dirt garage with a car parked in it, but apparently the stark design of the space is very well used and sets the tone for Death of a Salesman. Costume design of a musical. Ragtime, Schmigadoon, Cats the Jellicle Ball, The Lost Boys, and Richard O'Brien's The Rocky Horror Show. I saw all of these except for Cats the Jellicle Ball. The costumes were amazing for all these shows. If you take a shot every time I say amazing, you will already be unconscious. So I'm glad I didn't tell you to do that at the beginning of this video. You know, Linda Cho is up against herself for Ragtime and Schmigadoon. I think it's going to be, my prediction is that it'll be Linda Cho, but for Schmigadoon. Those costumes are beautiful and very detailed. Not these that the people are wearing in the modern day people, but the townspeople, so you can't see them. They're very period, but the colors, it's like a Crayola box, just explodes everywhere. It's so beautiful. It's like a painting has come to life. Okay, best lighting design of a play. Again, we're going to do the show names. Dog Day Afternoon, Oedipus, August Wilson's Joe Turner's Come and Gone, Bug, The Fear of 13, and Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman. I think it will go to Jack Knowles for Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman, best lighting design of a play. I'm starting to move faster because I'm running out of time. Best sound design of a musical. Cats, The Jellicle Ball, Ragtime, The Lost Boys, Richard O'Brien's The Rocky Horror Show, and Schmigadoon. I bet for sound design, it's gotta be The Lost Boys, Adam Fisher. That's just what I'm thinking. Best choreography, Schmigadoon, Ragtime, Richard O'Brien's The Rocky Horror Show, Cats, The Jellicle Ball, or The Lost Boys. Best choreography. Oh, I think I put the wrong thing. I have The Lost Boys checked on here, but I don't think it'll be The Lost Boys. I made a mistake on my voting. So let's just ignore what I put on here. I'm going to say Christopher Gattelli for Schmigadoon. They danced the entire show. Either, you know what I was probably trying to do? I was probably trying to pick Cats because it's right above The Lost Boys, and I accidentally marked there. So, okay, so I think it's going to be between Cats, The Jellicle Ball, which is Omari Wiles and Arturo Lyons, or Christopher Gattelli with Schmigadoon. I've got to make a decision. I'm going to go with what I think that I was voting for. It's going to be Cats, because if you've seen what they've done and the ballroom dances, I think it's going to be Cats. But it could be Christopher Gattelli for Schmigadoon. Lighting design of a musical. Chess, The Rocky Horror Show, Schmigadoon, Cats, The Jellicle Ball, or Ragtime, or The Lost Boys. For lighting design, I really think it'll be The Lost Boys. Jen Shriver, and Michael Arden. I think they'll give it to The Lost Boys for that. A lot of those technical awards I think The Lost Boys will get. Best direction of a play. Giant, Oedipus, The Ballisters, Death of a Salesman, Liberation. I should mention their names. Nicholas Heitner for Giant, Richard Oedipus, Kenny Leon for The Ballisters, Joe Mantello, Death of a Salesman, and Whitney White for Liberation. I would think that it would be Joe Mantello, right? For Death of a Salesman? That's who I'm saying. Best orchestrations. We're just going to do the titles of the show. Schmigadoon, The Lost Boys, Two Strangers Carry Cake Across New York, Chess, and Cats, The Jellicle Ball. Everybody is saying this, and I think they're probably going to be right. Cats, The Jellicle Ball, Andrew Lloyd Webber, David Wilson, Trevor Holder, and Doug Shat. I've got to get these eyes checked. Sorry, Doug, but you got a Tony in my prediction, so you shouldn't worry. Sound design of a play. Joe Turner's Come and Gone, Oedipus, The Fear of 13, Bug, or Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman. I think it'll be Mikhail Solomon for Death of a Salesman. Yeah, that's sound design. And direction of a musical. Oh, this is important. Michael Arden, The Lost Boys. Well, they're all important. Lear de Bessonet, Ragtime. Christopher Gattelli, Schmigadoon. Tim Jackson, Two Strangers Carry Cake Across New York. And Zalon Livingston and Bill Rausch for Cats, The Jellicle Ball. I saw everything except for Cats, so I'm predicting it'll be Cats, The Jellicle Ball, because they have two directors, and I think that it will end up being the thing that I didn't see. Okay, now we still have four short categories. Best Play. The Ballisters, Giant, Liberation, Little Bear Ridge Road. Didn't see any of them. I think it will be Liberation. Best Revival of a Musical. I wish Chess were in there. Cats, The Jellicle Ball, Ragtime, Richard O'Brien's The Rocky Horror Show. People are saying it's between Cats and Ragtime. I just have to give it to Ragtime. I think that production is incredible. I want to see Cats, but I think it'll be Ragtime. Could be Cats. I don't think it'll be Rocky Horror. Best revival of a play. Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman, Becky Shaw, Every Brilliant Thing, Fallen Angels, or Oedipus. I think it'll be Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman. It's gotta be, right? That's my vote. Okay, best musical. This is the most important of them all. The Lost Boys, Schmigadoon, Titanic, or Two Strangers Carry a Cake Across New York. All season, they said it would be Two Strangers. I want it to be Two Strangers, but I think they're going to go with Schmigadoon. So the one in my heart that I want it to be, and I would be thrilled, and I'm wearing my Two Strangers shirt as good luck, but I think it's going to go to Schmigadoon. Isn't that beautiful? Schmigadoon has a lot of money behind it. Look at this cardboard. I think of this hard card stock. And then the Lost Boys was like, oh, we spent ours on the set, so we have to use this cheaper paper. And then Two Strangers was like, we're going to use that cheaper paper too. But it's very nice. Oh, I love this show so much. I can't tell you all. Look at all that luggage. Look at those cakes. So delicious. This show is the best thing I saw all year. But I think they're going to vote Schmigadoon. Okay, those are my predictions. I'm sorry that was so long. What are you going to do? Join us the next time that it's Christmas time. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.